Hey ladies and gents, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to my FIFA 22 gameplay review on the PlayStation 5, where I'm purely focusing on the gameplay, not the modes available, as many of you will know what they are and what they have to offer. It's important to note that Hypermotion is only available on the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, and also Stadia. It is not available on PC, which is crazy. But as soon as you kick off, you can see and feel the difference with the Hypermotion technology. The ball feels much heavier in this year's edition. Ball physics were always one of the main issues in FIFA for me personally. A player could be stationary, head the ball from the edge of the penalty box into the top right hand corner from a softly floated cross, and that's exactly the same here, but it's nowhere near as bad. Hypermotion has generally improved the passing as the ball moves slower across the ground, which adds a slightly slower pace to the game. The overall game speed feels absolutely perfect to me. Hypermotion makes the game feel more alive than ever before. No longer do the AI sort of stand or shuffle around like The Walking Dead. There's movement all over the pitch, whether you're in possession of the ball or out of possession of the ball, making it a far livelier game to watch and play. Players will point and gesture where they want to receive the ball, or they'll wave their arms to urge their teammates to push forward and push up that defensive line. They've also improved the crossfield passes. These are a great way to pull the opponent's defenses apart, and the shooting in this game feels more rewarding as well, with a greater range of techniques, and players can still miss wildly. Even though the ball physics have improved, the players on the ball still move unrealistically at times, turning 180 degrees in a split second. Don't expect realism here, but you will find a fun, accessible game that's easy to pick up and play, but hard to master. I would say the weightiness of the players has slightly increased, making them feel less floaty when holding L2 or the left trigger, but players still turn awkwardly with the ball and at speed with the use of just the left analog stick. The other main issue for me with recent FIFA titles is the pace stat. It's still far too overpowered and by far the most important stat in the game. Running clear after a simple 1-2 is usually the best route to goal. However, in the lower divisions this is far less frequent, and this is where I personally find I get the most enjoyment out of the game. If you start as Manchester United, PSG or anyone with fast players, I find that the gameplay can get quite boring and stale after just a few games. Goalkeepers have been rewritten and are much improved. They could still be better in 1-versus-1 situations, which is often a non-event and almost always leads to a goal. Goalkeepers will now track the ball by turning their heads and keeping their eyes on the ball as it flies past them into the net, which is a nice touch. Overall, the player ID still needs some work, but with Hypermotion, this is really going to develop over the next few iterations of FIFA. Still, the main superstars do stand out. Haaland runs exactly like Haaland. Game cam is similar to last year's edition on the PlayStation 5, and it's really well done and implemented very nicely. The net physics are absolutely incredible, probably the best representation in a football game ever. The new speed burst mechanic is a real nice addition without feeling too overpowered. You can run at a defender and then knock the ball out in front, which then turns into a foot race for the ball, and if you get it right, it can feel so rewarding. Graphically, the game is much the same as last year on the PlayStation 5, but the pre-match build-up has drastically improved to really build the tension and hype for a match. The grass and the pitches are much improved in terms of colour and saturation, looking far more realistic in each of the stadiums. The commentary is still stellar as usual, and the atmosphere in the stadium is electric as the players walk out onto the pitch and the songs are being sung by the fans. But during the actual gameplay, the atmosphere can fall a little flat. However, you still have the chants that come in every now and again. However, when a last-minute goal does go in and Ronaldo does his trademark celebration, it's a special feeling as the crowd roars and the players and manager joining that celebration. Overall, FIFA 22 is by far the best it's been for me personally for quite some time. It's probably the best in the Frostbite engine era. It's still nowhere near what I consider to be the best FIFA game ever, which was FIFA 14 for me personally. But with Hypermotion now in the works, the future is certainly bright for the series, but I can't help but think they need to move away from the Frostbite engine sooner rather than later. If I was to score this game out of 100, then I would probably give it an 85 out of 100. Anyway, that's all from me, ladies and gents. Thanks for joining me, and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Still level here, but the pressure escalating. Can they forge ahead? Well, they would have done had it not been for the keeper.